We had discussions about the Nepal Premier League at Lords as well the other day, where there's a lot about where franchise cricket is heading towards, where international cricket is. Nepal's being potentially discussed to become the next big thing, but for us to be the big thing, there's a lot of things that we need to do at our end as well. But we're getting that recognition. Last year, when we played the T20 World Cup, it meant that we played some of our best cricket. Unfortunately, the results were not there, but the kind of cricket we played surprised a lot of people.
Power pull from Noah Cross. Been a few from Karen KC that have just sat up to be hit today. That's another one brought back in. Looks like Powell doesn't want to turn to the sixth bowler. I've been a little bit surprised at the lack of Dipender Singh Iree today with the ball. Thought he'd be a good option. Banged into the turf and really well played by Noah Cross. Excellent shot. The Dutch will keep scrapping right the way to the finish. Don't rule out another thrilling climax here in Dundee. Could be the third in 4 games for Nepal. We've seen 5 excellent series. Some are talking online, Paris, that this has been the best ever triangular in Cricket World Cup League 2 history. There's been just so much good cricket and so many good games.
The next 1 hour will probably decide all of that. Because I said it when I came online, we have to get those 10 wickets. Unless you do that, the competition that we're in, it's very, very competitive. And I can sense the fact that Crows got a good score in the last game that he played against us. And right now with Ruloff still in the shed, the Dutch can bat. And it means even if the required rate is 6.26 as we speak, we will have to keep hitting those good areas. And whatever ballers that are left of the remaining overs, they'll have to make use of the best of them.
Can you tell people watching not from Nepal, Nepal fans will be acutely aware, but the progress you're making, not just on the TU International Cricket Ground, but there's venues springing up now, it feels like right the way across the country.
We did our first ever Red Ball tournament early this year, where the top 4 teams from the Prime Minister's Cup, which is our premier tournament, for them to play the Red Ball format. The players absolutely loved it. I think there's been a buzz around where Nepal's finally introduced Red Ball cricket compared to any other country which is going the T10 or the T20 way. For us, the Red Ball cricket means that we want to improve the skills of our cricketers. The Red Ball swings more. There's a lot.
Oh, beautiful drive, and Powdle and Bashir Ahmed almost run around it. I think Rohit Powdle thought it was Bashir Ahmed. Bashir Ahmed maybe got a little bit intimidated by the captain running his eye line. Second boundary of the over. Noah Cross, well, he's looked really good all series. On drive is always a good sign of a good shot, and that's a glorious stroke.
He just met the ball at the right area and punched it beautifully.
Yeah, the 2 fielders just unable to cut it off. Excellent shot. Nepal are not by any means over the line yet. The Netherlands showing real fight for this 7th wicket partnership. Kroos and Klein combining nicely. And that's going to help as well. That'll race all the way to the rope. The 3rd boundary of the over. Rohit Powdle might need to think about a bowling change here and get a 6th bowler in. Really surprised the lack of Dipender Singh Iree today. He often seems underused, doesn't he, in terms of his bowling? It's almost always economical, Paris.
Yeah, you see, sometimes with the options that you have, you may use or not use some of these bowlers. We still have Basir who can bowl as well. It'll probably come down to taking those right decisions when it matters. So I'm sure this over hasn't been great for KC. It's been a bit short, and this has been good batting.
Yeah, that J Trophy that came in to give you Red Ball cricket, end of the 39th, it's 172 for 6. That's been
full stakeholders would now feel that this is where the game's going to change for us, where we bring in some of the best cricketers from the commercial part of it, will now try and identify themselves as a strong region for cricketers to come and play.
Kushal Patel is going to continue. Are you kind of getting across that some of the franchises are saying, well, hold on, maybe not next year or the year after, but we'd love to start to host games, you know, whether it be in Sudar Pashim or down in the Terai region or out towards Bharatnagar or the Janakpur, the champions? Is that what they're saying to you?
Right now, we just need to get the TU stadium completed. Once that is done, I probably look that place as hosting a lot of international teams. We have, because we have ODI status, we'll probably try and invite some of the bigger teams that are there with good facilities for us. And of course, there's interest around developing these grounds, and over a period of time, we hope that we'll have a home and away series even at our own premier tournament. So
Big
very
appeal.
close. Fantastic
Gone.
from Kushal Burtel.
And Kushal Burtel has the breakthrough. Kroos went deep in his crease.
Probably the wicket that Nepal was looking into. We're speaking about Kushal, that his bowling's come up the ranks.
He's really deserved this, isn't he? Kroos deep in his crease, gets trapped all right in front. It's going to go on and strike middle stump. It's an easy decision. Nepal haven't had many LBWs go in their favour. That's the third today from that end. 2 go to Lamachane, this one to Kushal Burtel. 3 good balls away, Nepal now, as Kroos falls for 22. And the Netherlands, they slide further, 173 for 7 now. Nepal on the brink of making it 3 from 4 in this tour. Paris, you would have to tell me, surely, if you were offered that at the start of the tour, you'd have probably bitten my hand off for it, wouldn't you?
You've got to be optimistic, Lenny. One thing about Nepal cricket, you never underestimate where we are, what we are. But honestly speaking, there's hunger in the team because we brought in somebody like Stewart as well. There's a consultant, Nick Potus is there as well, and the likes of Gyanendra Malla being there in the system, and you see all of these boys come through a lot of domestic cricket. Although we did not play international cricket, it means that there was a lot of cricket behind the wheels, and now as we come to this part of the world, the preparation leading up to this tour has been great. There's belief in the boys, as you see everyone's discussing as to how we get those last 3 wickets. There's harmony. I see the technical analyst smiling in there.
Raman Day.
Yeah, Asif, although he's not playing the game, I can see he's put in a lot of effort around the boundary, getting in those rings. So it just looks at boys are in good, happy state of mind. And I said it before, it's about building what we have done in the last 3 games, including this one. If we cross the line today, would mean we then want to replicate this and become as more consistent as possible, because that's how we're going to grow into the points table and also grow the whole idea of we wanting to becoming one of the top associate nations. And it all comes down to winning everywhere we go out there to perform, we go out there to play, we go out there to win, and that's the mentality I feel we need to develop.
Roelof van der Merwe to the crease. He's in at number 9 for the Netherlands, replacing the departing Noah Kroos. Carl Klein is still there. He's got the edge over him at number 8 at the moment. He's 11 not out. Van der Merwe is very capable, but as his career has evolved, he's just dropped down the order, drifted down the order a little bit. It's just a fraction over a run of ball required. We're just about to finish the second power play. Going to keep you for 2 more overs, Paris, if you don't mind, as Kushal Burtel produces another beauty. Drift, dip and turn into the 40th, 173 for 7.
Individuals, if the team's not functioning as a unit, it really doesn't matter. And what we've seen is the boys have started to believe in themselves once again. There's a lot of strategic plans in place. I'm sure there's a lot of background work that's been put in, and now you see the results coming in. But this is just the beginning of a lot of good things to come. Sandeep
Lamachane to return. He's bowled beautifully today after a rare off day 2 days ago. He finished with none for 69 2 days ago, 3 for 34 today. I was a leg spinner, Paris, as you know, and whenever you see 9, 10 and 11 at the crease and you've got 3 next to your name, you're thinking, okay,
he's looking for a 5.
I'm in here, I can still get 5. That's what he'll be thinking of, licking his lips. Another beauty.
That's it.
Bowled really nicely, bowled a bit quicker through the air today. The zip is back. Away from the team, Paris, the importance of your trip here. You were down at World Cricket Connects. I was there with you for the full Saturday. I had to come back up for the Sunday, but it was a pretty special occasion, wasn't it? There's some of the most influential people in world cricket there.
Yeah.
And there was a huge amount of interest, wasn't there, about Nepali cricket, and also a general consensus that the game needs to grow.
See, we're in this level where we're being talked about. The most important thing is what happens on the field, where we're making in all the right noises. The World Cricket League is competitive as we speak. The World Cricket Connects was a fantastic platform where discussed of all the things that needs to be done for the game to move forward with. When you're at Lords and you're in the long room and you're discussing cricket and Nepal's a subject that comes up, would mean I can't think of anything better. talked to a lot of influential people in the game, where hopefully we'll get a lot of these people over the next 5-6 months to Nepal. The Nepal Premier League is obviously a focal point of where we're bringing all of these good cricketers and people from the cricketing world. I put in a lot of yards to try and get matches against some of these test playing countries, which we've been talking about for a very long time, and hopefully will transpire that into the future. It's about building what we have done so far. It's a matter of time, I guess. We just need to build the foundation. Nepal cricket's always been associated with this name called potential, but now that potential has to yield results, and I hope we can do that in the next 3 to 5 years of where we are, and then hope to become the best version of ourselves.
We will get Paris, but I think that conference seemed to be really important for me, that there was a consensus from the World Cricketers Association, the Boston Consulting Group, the MCC themselves, and kind of almost everyone we spoke to there. Yep. I know you and I were kind of there as advocates. You were there as an advocate of cricket in Nepal. I was there as an advocate of the associate game. But there seemed to be a genuine consensus that the game has to evolve, has to grow, and has to change. And international cricket needs to keep its place as a critical part of that.
There's this huge debate on what franchise cricket and international cricket could mean to the future of young upcoming cricketers. The game's changing as we speak. Young boys and girls out there wanting to take up this sport because we're living in this social media era. Because everything's so accessible, it means that the kids growing up today would probably have all access to whether how to bowl an off spin, a leg spin, a googly, and how to hit that perfect cover drive. They build their own foundation on all of this. Then you have the coaching to go with it. Then you have a franchise cricket all over the world, country over a franchise over country. How do you define that? How do you justify that? So a lot of things that we discussed over the last couple of days meant that there's a serious discussion on how we want to take this forward.
Oh, beauty, big appeal. David McLean says no.
Looked like a tight one, didn't it? Again, that was some delivery from Kushal Bhartel. He's just been exceptional.
Just the drift and the bite out of the surface here, that's a perfect leg break. And
I probably would want a slip in there. Why? Because you don't want the slip. You don't want an edge going down this first slip, because the ball's turning is drifting in. We'll probably get in that short third up at first slip.
Let's have a look at the side on here. I think David McLean has been eagle-eyed. Klein never drifted out. So good glove work. Back live with you now, driven, but no single there. And the appetite that's kind of being built up for the growth of the game seems to be from a want and a will to expand the market, to make cricket into a more global sport. We've got a 20-team T20 World Cup now. Would you be very much calling for more support for particularly the leading associates? Like the level of funding compared to the lower test nations, you're getting what, a ninth, a tenth of the funding of an Ireland or an Afghanistan or a Zimbabwe.
I don't want to go that side of the conversation, Lenny. We'll probably put two of us into a lot of soup. But see, this competition at this league, there's a lot of talent. This talent, if we have to sustain over a period of time, needs that backing, and that backing will only come if there's a bit of financial assistance. I know there's restrictions on the ICC as well, with the funding that needs to be presented.
Another big appeal, but definitely safely home this time. Kushal Bhartel has it on a string, maybe the best spell of his ODI career. He's had...
That can't be denied. It's something I'm sure all of these ODI countries that are fighting in day out just to be in that position. The important thing here is to fund and, I would say, globalize associate cricket through more viewership. Sometimes you take all of the talent that's there for granted, and you see over the years where some of the best cricket in the last 1 week has been here
in Dundee.
And you think of that, the World Test Championship final starts tomorrow. There were discussions on whether Test Championship should be of 2 tiers and all of that. Some countries, the likes of India, Australia, England, South Africa, maybe where Test cricket's big, but the other countries where cricket's now becoming a Olympic sport. If you have to capture the imagination of the global world, it means there has to be a way how we define our game, and it means countries like Nepal become special. Why? Because when somebody comes to Nepal and sees Nepal on TV, the number of people that go on to watch a cricket game is still as live as how it used to be back in the 80s and 90s of all of the test playing countries. And now with stadiums being built, we're trying to send a strong message to everybody that irrespective of where the world's heading towards, Nepal wants to become a full member country. We've introduced red ball cricket. We hope to become a test playing country. I don't know what the timeline is when we become that, but irrespective of whatever ties the ICC comes up with for the future, we just want to grow as a cricketing nation because the love for the game hasn't been bigger, better than what it is today.
Pretty exciting to say the least. Dipender Singh Aree is finally into the attack. He's so quick between his overs. I'm going to have to let you go in 2 balls time, Paris. I know you want to get back to enjoy this finish. Final word from you, just maybe a note for the fans that they are absolutely the lifeblood, aren't they, of what makes cricket in Nepal so special.
Just look at the crowd that has come in on Tuesday. I saw there were like 500 to 1,000 people the last couple of days. It's just been amazing how our fans have turned up to every cricket venue where Nepal cricket is playing at, and I hope this keeps growing. Be reasonable with our cricketers is all I say. The boys are putting in
mix up. If the throw had gone to the other end, it would have been out. More chaos as always.
So it's just about being patient, and I just want everybody to enjoy the cricket that we're playing right now and the foundation that we're trying to build as part of Cricket Association Nepal. There's no limit to what we can achieve, but it's about building one step, winning one game at a time. It's all the resources that's required for us to grow as a cricket